If you're running an e-commerce brand and you're still manually sorting, replying to every customer email, there is a better way. I'm going to show you how to get your time back by automating customer service with Claude to create human-sounding emails. In this video, I'll go through the 4 steps to create a Claude email drafter that sounds like your own voice using our e-commerce store, Polymer Clay Superstore, as an example. I'm Jake from EcoShip 3PL in Reading, Pennsylvania. We operate our own e-commerce store, so we know how difficult it can be to hire, train, and retain someone to take the load of customer service. So using these 4 steps, you'll free your time to focus on the other areas of your business. Let's get into the 4 steps. Okay, so step 1 is the setup. And the first thing you're going to want to do is get a Claude Pro subscription because it allows you to access Claude Cowork. Cowork is important because it allows us access to skills, and skills are what's going to enable us to get our email really dialed in to sound like a person and not just like a regular AI chatbot. It's a skill is the way that we train Claude. So let me give a little more information on skills because I know that they're confusing to people. In Cowork here, so I'm on the desktop app of Claude. That's important. You need to have the desktop version. In Cowork, you can go to Customize and then here, Skills. So here's where we can add a skill. Now, it sounds complicated, but honestly, it's really, really simple. It's just like a Word document that tells Claude what to do in certain situations. And it's written in plain English. It just goes and reads it when it has a task that needs to be done. So that's all a skill is. It's very simple. We also have connectors here. And this is what we're going to use to connect Claude to our Gmail. So we use Gmail here. You can also connect it to Outlook as well. Those are the 2 that it has automatically built in. So that is our first step here. We are going to connect Gmail to our Claude account. So I'm going to go browse connections and I'm going to go Gmail. Okay. We're going to connect. It's going to send me over here. And I'm going to say, this is our account that we use, customer service at higleenterprises.com. That's where our e-commerce inboxes live. Okay. So I'm going to connect to that. Continue. Just going to authorize it here. And once it's authorized, then it's going to say, all right, you're ready to go. Continue. Great. Claude is now connected to Gmail. So it can read all of our Gmail at this point, which is perfect. That's what we want it to do. Okay, now we're connected to Gmail, so we can actually begin to prompt it. We're going to have Claude read through a bunch of emails in our inbox and then analyze it to get our tone and style for how we respond to people's emails in our ecom. So I have this prompt saved. Get the most recent 100 answered and not replied threads. That's important because we wanted to know what to answer and what to ignore. Analyze them for my writing style and tone. Also analyze what gets a reply and what doesn't. Our goal is to create a skill document you can read in the future to draft emails on my behalf. I also have this line, split this for Quilling.com and Polymer Clay Superstore. In our inbox, we actually have 2 e-commerce brands that operate in there. So I wanted to do a style guide for both separately. It's going to be in the same skill document, but I wanted to think about it in both instances as well. So I'm going to send this prompt, and then it's going to take about 5 minutes. It's going to go through, read 100 emails and analyze all of them to get how do we send emails to customers so that it can copy it in the future. Okay, I'm going to send this prompt. Okay, now we're back. So the task has run and it has gone through and analyzed emails for both Polymer Clay and Quilling.com. So you can see it's doing the progress here and then it's documenting some basic information here. But really what we care about are these 2 documents that it pops out. So it popped out a document for Quilling.com and for Polymer Clay. So let's look at Polymer Clay, the email drafting style guide. And you can see this is pretty, substantial here. Voice and identity. So it's written by Molly. Molly is my wife of Polymer Clay Superstore, which is based in Wyomissing, PA. The tone, the customers are hobbyists and artists. The structural formula, opening lines, tone rules, common sense scenarios, and response pattern. So you can see it gets all this information from about 100 emails to build a really good document for how do we respond to things. So then every time that we get an email in and we want Claude to reply to it, it's going to read this document and see, based on the knowledge that I have, how can I respond to this email well? This is how we get like great sounding emails and not just kind of AI slop stuff, right? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, section 3, is we are going to give it even more context on our business. So I went and I saved another prompt here. So can you read all of polymerclaysuperstore.com and build a contextual knowledge base in the skill document around the catalog so you can better answer questions. We sell products, we sell clay, and so we want Claude to know about our clay. So just to give you a little bit of a background, this is our website. Claude will go through our website, look at our products. What do we sell? What brands do we carry? What colors do we have? What sizes do we have? Those sorts of things, and get more information so that we can better tell customers through the emails what's in stock, what's not in stock. Give them really good input on what's going on in the business. So I'm going to send this prompt, and then I'll come back once it's done processing. Okay, we are back. So it took a little while, but it read through our entire website and it looked through all of our products to get a lot of good information. So now if we open this up, we can see we still have our voice and identity. We still have structural formula, but now we also have more information around brand facts, polymer clay brands that we carry, what it's good for, what it bakes at, sizes, color range. For all of the brands of clay that we carry, you can see it went very in depth here. With our products that we carry, FAQ answers. So it's creating a pretty sizable document now on what is Polymer Clay Superstore and how do we answer emails. So now I'm going to give you an example. I saved this as an example that we could use here. Draft a reply to the following inquiry using the Polymer Clay document. This is an actual inquiry from somebody. So let's see how it does. My payment method has been updated, and I would like to keep my subscription for free shipping another year. Sorry for the inconvenience. My card has expired. You have my new card on file. So let's see. Using the document, how would Claude respond to this? We have the response that Molly actually gave, but this is what we're looking at. No worries at all. I just want to make sure the update went through correctly. The new card on file should end in blank, blank, blank. Thanks, Molly. And then we'd fill in the last 4 digits of the card before sending because that needs to be gotten from Shopify. This reply looks great to me. The only thing that stands out to me is the M dash. This is like the #1 sign of AI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start training Claude, giving it feedback on how it's doing. So I'm going to say, hey, don't ever use M dashes in communication. Update the skill to match. Okay, so I'm telling it, don't ever use this. And this is the key thing. The emails that it writes at first will be okay, but they're not going to be great. It needs to be given feedback on how it's doing. Literally like any person. They're going to write emails, they probably be okay, but they're not going to be great. They need feedback in order to keep improving. This is the biggest step that most people skip when they're training their AI, is that they don't see it as a thing to train. They see it like it should just work out of the box, but it doesn't, because it doesn't know your specific context and your tone and your style and the things that you like and don't like. So think of it more as a person to train than just a bot to send and do emails. If you do that, you're going to get slopped. And that's why they're slopped, because people don't take the time to train the AI and how to do it well. Okay? So now it updated both skill docs. We're not going to use any M dashes. And here's the revised reply. So here we go. We don't have any M dashes here. Now I'm doing this all in the chat here, but what will actually start happening is it will start drafting these in our inbox, and then Molly will go through, she'll read them, review them. We're still having a person review the emails. That's smart. Don't just have Claude send emails out without any supervision. Supervise it like you would any low-level employee, right? They're going to write the emails. Molly will then review the draft. If it looks good, she'll hit send, move on to the next one. It's going to make her much more efficient in her email answering. The next thing you could do is, if you want to take this a step further, you could add another connector for Shopify and allow it to go and read information from Shopify. So if we had that, it may have been able to get the rest of the information for this email to complete it. I didn't add that. You're welcome to. That's another great thing you can do. You would just add that into the skill document. Hey, you can use Shopify to find this information X, Y, and Z. So now that we have our skill document created, we can actually go and make the task to automate this. So the first thing I'm going to do is say, save the skill document to skills for Polymer Clay Superstore. Okay. So now Claude will go ahead and save the document that is created to its skills. All right, so while it's working on that, I'm going to head over here to schedule. Here is where we make the task to actually go and draft emails in the inbox. So we're going to say new task, and we're going to say create a new task with Claude. So I want to set up a scheduled task, briefly explain how scheduled tasks work in Cowork, then ask a few questions, figure out what I'd like the Claude to do and when it should run. So here we're actually just using Claude to create the automated tasks. It gives us a little bit of information here. We already kind of know what we want it to do, right? We want it to, I'm just going to go something else. We're going to do draft email replies for Palmer Clay Superstore at 7 a.m. each day using the Palmer Clay skill document. Don't send any emails just draft them. Okay, cool. So this is the task that we're going to set up. How often should it run? It should run daily. And what time of the day? It should run at 7 a.m. EST. Great. So when it runs at 7 a.m., it's going to go through all the emails. It's going to look at what needs to be replied to, what doesn't, draft replies for the stuff that does, and then we will have our customer service agent go through and look at what things have come into the inbox, and then hit send or update where it needs to happen. It's going to ask us a quick follow-up question. Where's the Palmer Clay stored? It's a local file because it's a skill document here on my PC, so it's a local file. Again, we're just setting it up, giving Claude all the information that it needs. What's the file path? It is saved in skills. So we may have started setting this up before the skill got saved over here in Claude. Okay, so it took a little time to think. Now we're back and it's saying we're ready to schedule the task. So draft email replies for Palmer Clay Superstore inquiries each morning at 7 a.m. Schedule it. All right, done. So now it is set up and ready to go. If we look over here at scheduled, we will see Palmer Clay email drafts. And if we look in customize skills, we'll see Palmer Clay Superstore and our skill document here. This can be updated at any time, and it should be updated. Give Claude feedback. Come back to our email writing style analysis here. We want to come back to this and give it any feedback we can and say, save this to a new skill, save this to a new skill. Keep updating it, give it feedback. It gets better over time. Don't expect it to be great right out of the bat. Like if you get 50% of your emails responded to well, that's incredible. That's an incredible start. You can easily get it to 80%, just giving it feedback over time. It's never going to be at 100%. You always need a human person looking at this. Maybe that'll change in the future, but that's the way it is right now. So this took about 30 minutes for me to set this up, to get everything set up and ready to go. I will put the prompts that I used in the description below so you can feel free to use them. I hope this helps you out and that you're able to answer emails at a higher level more quickly with the same amount of human input. That's the goal here, is you want to elevate your customer service, make it even better for your customers than it already is. So use the stuff below. Hope that helps you out. Thanks. See you in the next one.